Hello everyone, and welcome back to Norland and our World at War series on the channel. Now in the last episode, we got attacked suddenly. I believe it was London? Yes, London. And they attacked us, and we were able to repel their little invasion. And as well, if we look around the map, we can see all these little villages that are getting burnt, and it seems like they are going up in smoke fast. So we've got, this is at least over a dozen of them. And there's these guys here, and they already have both of their villages burned, these as well. And we are starting to get a single bandit camp over there. It looks like that's the only one really for the moment. But it does look like things are starting to heat up, so we're gonna have to see just how exactly that all goes. So our relationship with Rome is still getting, it looks like, a little bit worse. London, they're only minus 63 with us, and then Paris hates us quite strongly as well. So right now what we're doing is basically just getting the basis of our city built and everything. It looks like most things are almost done. The barracks needs to get done, and then we can actually start moving on to the dormitory. We need to make sure that we have at least homes for most of our warriors, though. So I think once we get this done, I'll probably place another one. Um, and I do actually want these lumber mills first. That's the most important thing because we do not have any lumber right now, so we do need to make sure we are um, getting that quite quickly. So we're going to go with fertile here, and we need to get to 76 people for that. I do think that that is still going to happen much more quickly than the economic goal, and definitely I don't think we're going to be in the process of conquering anything for a while. We do kind of just want to see how everything goes. So, what I was thinking is that maybe eventually, once we get the size to our army and everything, maybe I'll take like 3 locations or something like that. But I'm not going to be expansionist. I do want to just have a big enough kingdom that we can see what is going on with as much of the world around us as possible. Um, so most likely, I don't think we will be trying to go for like too much expansionism, but we do want to be big enough that we can see more of the map and everything. And it does look like some sorts of alliances or something have already been made, so that's a little interesting. Um, yeah, these two and these two, right? Yeah. So I don't know how that happened so quickly. Maybe they just I guess they just conquered. That's probably the most likely scenario there. So we are just going to speed things along a little bit, get some of this stuff built up, especially these lumber mills. They really need to get built. And I may actually just, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this for the moment, and I'll just replace it, just because we really do need to get those lumber mills upgraded first. Uh, we'll probably only be going with the level 2 for the moment, and so we'll probably need like 2 more of them, because yeah, the lumber is going to be very, very scarce right now. We'll just go ahead and get this all done, and I will be back with you guys in a minute. Okay, it is nighttime now, and we do have the traders, so we might actually buy a little bit of lumber from them just to kind of propel us. We want to get these lumber mills upgraded all to level 2 by tomorrow, so that uh, every single day we can get a nice amount of lumber coming in, so we can just get all this rest of our city built. One thing I need to do is I deleted all of the roads just because I didn't like how they looked, and I never rebuilt them after the end of the last episode. So we're going to go ahead. We'll do kind of, we don't want to be too minimalist because we do have the money for roads. So we do want to kind of make things at least mostly efficient. So we do want to have, roads leading up to the trader, and probably leading down through here to the farm. And otherwise, I think this, I don't remember if I rotated this one. I think I did. We'll just actually get rid of that road. And we can go ahead and wrap a road right around here just to get them to their workplace a little bit faster. And remove this road that I messed up. Now, one thing that's kind of funny about the 3D map, you can actually see that the roads, they also go down as the elevation decreases, so that's kind of interesting. Just something I just noticed. And there we go. That should be okay for the moment. I could make like another road going down this way so that anybody who's over in this area when the workday begins can make it down, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay, now here we are at the trader, and that is the temple music, I think. Now, we are going to go ahead and sell off this bow for the moment. We don't really need it. I'll keep the spears because we are going to be doing some fighting. Look at all those light armors that we have, though. And we did also end up getting, I think it was like 3 or 4 or something heavy armors from that invasion that we had. It was actually very beneficial for us because getting heavy armor at this stage of the game is very, very difficult to do. We're going to go ahead. We'll buy all of their wood from them, I suppose. And we may even need to buy a couple of these medical salves for the moment. And otherwise, I'm going to try not to buy anything else except for a mace. Don't want to go for the holy rings right now. It would be nice to get the braised rutabaga, but since we are Varns, we should have no problem getting rye when the time comes. Hammer of Bandits could be nice to get that mood bonus against Forest Bandits, but we're not going to go for it right now. Did I already grab a Fertilize correctly? No. So that one is something that's worth getting, because it lowers the amount of wood that you have to use on your fields. That is definitely worth it for us. I don't think we need anything else here. Did I get the training ground yet? Okay, that's going to be next on our list, but I don't want to run us out of money too quickly. Now, we could keep a little bit of slave labor, but they're all unemployed right now. So, at least I want to sell the ones that are going to get us a bunch of money back. Okay, we'll just sell them all for now. We'll probably end up getting more prisoners at some point. I do like, I do usually never use the slave labor, so this series I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to actually make use of it a little bit better. But right now we don't really need it, and those weren't really prisoners we were expecting, so it's fine to just get the money out of it. Okay, the workday is just about to get going, but I was just looking, and we do have 4 extra workplaces right now. We'll get 2 more from these 2 lumber mills that we're upgrading right now. So I do want to go ahead and get started on a little bit more rutabaga. I'm just going to place it. We don't need 120% fertility there, so we're just going to place... I need to try to find a spot that's not going to knock down trees if at all possible. We'll just place it right here. Okay, cool. That didn't even knock down that tree. So that should be good to get us a little bit more jobs, but we're going to need to snooze it right now because we don't have enough wood just yet. But hopefully halfway through the day I can unsnooze that. And we also want to get this barracks going. And yeah, that should be everything. Now I do want to keep an eye on our neighbors. So Rome has 23 soldiers right now. London is up to 15. Paris is all the way at 27 right now. So attacking their village may not have been very smart for us. They really, really hate us because of that. And yeah, 27 soldiers. That is tough. That is very tough. So we're gonna need to... I mean, we can always put some peasants into our army if we really, really need to. But we do want to get at least a couple more soldiers here. We just don't want to go for that Caden guy. We will go for the macaw, and maybe we'll just pick these 2 up as well. That brings us down to half of the amount of money that we started with. So hopefully we can start to sell some things before too long. Okay, so we actually just got a request from London to support them, and Rio is going to try to take control of them. So I think that's these people. Might be these ones, but I think it was these ones. And I don't know if we should do this. I mean, if we do, okay, they're Caden. That's kind of the issue, is that even if we help them, it's very unlikely that it's ever going to pay dividends because they're always going to kind of hate us. But it could give us one single trade partner, which could be interesting. Or even allow us, we could even just end up making an alliance with them at some point. But I just don't know how strong Rio is, and that's kind of a problem. It says the aggressor's army only has, what is that, 19, I think? So, 19, we would only need to send a few. And they would be at about -30 with us at that point. But I don't think that it's going to end up doing anything useful. They're only buying beer. We could definitely make beer, but otherwise, yeah, I don't see it being too useful for us, and it would just kind of potentially lose us soldiers. So I'm going to skip out on it for now. If it was Rome, I would probably do it, just because even though they're Caden, they are at least selling herbs, and that could be useful to start stocking those up, so we could sell medical salves later. But right now, we're going to say no to it, and maybe at some point later on, we will try to help out some of our neighbors a little bit more. Okay, so we actually have the Ragged Ones, and this is a new little thing. It's kind of like bandits, but they just kind of appear out of nowhere, and they will be attacking us soon. Now, I think it's about a day or something like that we have, and then they will show up, and I guess those actually just disappear on their own now. But either way, we are now almost done with upgrading our lumber mills and everything, so we are going to go ahead and place down, finally, our library. And we'll just place it right about over here, and at the same time we're going to place a lord house right next to it, and we will probably place another one soon, but we need to get this one placed, and we're going to actually give it to Zivka, who might be pregnant now. Yes, she is pregnant now, so that's good. Her mood was very, very low. It seems like she's a little bit better now, but I want to get her a home so that she's not constantly sad. And otherwise, everybody else is pretty happy at the moment, despite being homeless, so that's okay. And we're also going to place down another barracks. Just get this out of the way now, and I guess we could actually place it a little bit higher up here. We will probably be rearranging stuff. This is not very well organized at all. But we'll go ahead, set this to build first. And that one... Well, hold on, actually. We need the library to build first. Yeah, that should be good. And then we will probably, after the library, do the barracks, and then we'll do another dormitory. And then we'll do... We might not even end up needing this rutabaga field now. We currently have 3 workplaces, so we'll just unsnooze it and let them decide which one to go for next. Okay, so it looks like there is a consequences of war from London, and it's going to result in wood being at a higher price. So actually, if we could start to stock it up, we might be able to sell some of this. It's going to last for 3 days, so if we can get everything important built, then we might be able to sell a little bit back just to make a little bit of money, because I don't like being down so low right now. But otherwise, we do basically need to just keep waiting. We need this lord house, we need this library, we also need... We actually I forgot to place down a tavern. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It's probably okay right here. We'll just place that there, and that's going to probably be the next thing right after we get done with the library, because as you can see, the mood is starting to dwindle a little bit, and we do want to keep getting migration as much as possible. So we're going to set that to build first, and hopefully it will get built right after the library, and then we can go with go for the Lord's house. And Zivka is starting to get a poor mood again. Everybody else seems mostly... Well, I guess Dwar is a little upset now. Was laughed at. And Vitamir is okay, not too great. But we can actually fix their opinion just simply by going and attacking something. Now, I don't know if I want hops or if I would prefer meat. And it looks like Rio did conquer London. That may have been a poor decision to let that happen, just because Rio is actually quite strong here. And now they also have London under their wing. So that might not be great for us. That might not be great. However, yeah, we don't want to attack that. So we don't really want to attack London at this point. Meat might be good to have. We could just immediately sell it as well. But hops would be a little more immediately useful, so that once we get the brewery, we'd be able to instantly start creating beer. So that might be the move. How's Paris doing? They're at 25 now. They may try to defend this, but I don't know if they would be able to make it in time. There's seven villagers there. That should be okay. The Noir, and we'll send Vitamir as well, so that they can be a part of it. And get the mood boost, hopefully. 12 warriors should be more than fine. We can leave some back home just in case. And we don't... Let's see, do we want to use mostly spears? It's probably good. There we go. 67%, that should be fine. Let them go do that just to boost their mood a little bit, really. That's the main reason for it. Okay, so here we are, and we're just going to run right on in. We're not going to spend too much time on these littler fights in this series, just because we've done that so many times. It's not necessarily super interesting to keep showing you guys, what's going on against, villagers. But, of course, we win. We don't take any losses here, and... of course, they don't like us even more now, but we do get those 42 hops, and this should give them the victory in battle. Yes, it does. They're a little bit happier now, which is good. Okay, now the library is finally finished, so we can finally start doing some knowledge. And I think the first thing, let's say, is going to be the rye field and mill. We only have rutabaga right now, and I do not want... I would like to get the migration. That's really the main thing. Get the migration. So we're going to go ahead and go for that, and we will also go for... I would like to start stocking these herbs a little bit quickly, but it doesn't need to be too quickly, so we're going to place Dewar on that. I don't want to be using too much wood, if possible, so we're going to go ahead and go for that. And we want probably just the hopfield and beer. Those two can go a little more slowly. I actually don't know what happens when they're at totally zero. I know if they're a low intelligence that they really do struggle, but we'll see if they even make any progress here. Now it looks like a whole lot of stuff has happened, and wait, what is the Unholy Horde? We didn't start with the Unholy Horde. It seems like it might be a bug. So just a quick editor's note here. I did go ahead and go back and check, and it seems at some point I managed to check the Unholy Horde when I was doing the planning for this series, and if you see, we can go back and we can go next again, and it will still keep this checked. And actually, I tested as well just to see if this is an oversight by the developers. I believe it is, because you can select ambitious on a king, do a map change, and you can go all the way back, and you can go forward and click, and here you go. As you can see, the ambitious trait is gone, but as you can see, the Unholy Horde parameter is still there. So I am going to be reporting this to the developers, but it does seem that we are now stuck with the Unholy Horde. I was planning on actually restarting the entire series, basically. I don't think we would have lost too much, but I didn't want, it to be a little bit awkward in the sense that the things that happened in the first episode wouldn't continue on. So we are just going to continue with the Unholy Horde. They're over here in the very northeast of the map, so I don't really think it's going to affect us very much. And if it goes like the last series, then they will be gone by day 60 anyways. The only unfortunate thing is, like Tokyo, I think this was Tokyo, and they're going to no longer have the Tokyo name, and they'll get some random name if they're ever resettled. So that's a little bit of an issue, but I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem for us, since we are contained over here to the west side of the map. So with that out of the way, we'll get back to the regular scheduled program. Well, this might actually make things a lot more interesting than if we're also going to have the Unholy Horde. I wonder if they will last the entire playthrough or what's going to happen there. Either way, it looks like Rio's now our enemy as well. And who is that wanting assistance? Lisbon is becoming stronger. I believe Lisbon is here or here. I think it's here. So they're going to try to annex London now. Okay, so the way for war might just be that they're going to keep trying to conquer the same city constantly. Kind of interesting decision by the AI. But right now it looks like across the map it's still just these two that are combined, and these two, and these two. So not too much landmass changes so far. It's mainly the rating. But it is interesting to see that London may become a bit of a hotspot. Okay, and it looks like the ragged people are about 12 hours away. Now, I don't remember. I think they just spawn inside the city. I don't think they're ever a thing on the map. Yeah, I don't see them. So they're just going to spawn at some point. And so we'll just wait until they spawn, and then we'll create our army. Okay, so I do want to make another dormitory just to just to be ready for our next population increase, but I also don't want to end up placing it and taking up any of this fertile land, so I'm going to go ahead and place this at the most fertile part of the land. It looks like actually this entire spot would be decent fertility. So I think as long as it's not going this far down, I guess, it's probably okay. Let's see if there's room. There is not. Okay, so we're just going to delete that, and we'll go housing, dormitory, and I guess we'll have to pick somewhere else for it. I guess it's okay over here. It's not my favorite spot for it, but we'll move those lumber mills at some point. And can this fit over here? It doesn't seem like it can. Maybe, okay, right here. And then we maybe can place another one over here. Yeah, it looks like we can. Okay, so we'll just need to wait until we can move these, and they're clearing this part out pretty good, so I'm hoping I'll probably just end up moving one down here and let them cut some of this down, and then we'll move the rest of the lumber mills into this spot. Okay, we've already finished the rye field and mill, so we're going to go ahead and start some rye. And we'll place, I mean, it says this is 100. 100 is the lowest now, in case you guys weren't aware of that. We'll take the 101, the 103, I guess. We'll take that. We're going to place another one right here, and another one here. There we go. So now we have 4 rye fields coming up, and we also want to get started on the mill and the brewery. Did that already get finished? Okay. We just can't actually make the beer yet. That's right. Okay, so we'll place this. Oh, there's no room for it right here. Well, that's unfortunate. That's okay, though. Place it. That might be in the way of those lord homes. I don't want to chance that. I guess we'll just place it down over here. Obviously a very unorganized city right now, I'm aware of that. I do like to plan things better, usually. But this time I just did not do that. I'll place the mill here. I just figured that we will move it as we need to, because I don't even think I want to stay necessarily right here. It's just cemented between these two lakes, so I don't think it's really the best spot. So what we'll probably do is we'll kind of move up into this area a little bit. It's a lot more flat and everything, and we'll get to this mine, or maybe even just go down here. Yeah, actually probably down into this, because it's even more open space, and we can just have a road leading to that mine, and then we'll also be close to all these bushes. That'll probably be the longer term plan. Either way, I was going to take care of those ragged ones in this episode, but it's taking too long for them to get here, and we had some other things that we needed to take care of. It looks like mostly everything is almost done building. We have plenty of wood now, so in the next episode we should be done with the very, very early game buildings that we need just to survive. And I just want to take one more look here. So it looks like Dorina from Rio did actually reinforce, so they should be okay. There is this camp of forest bandits. I might take care of that soon. Paris is still doing pretty good. Rome is also doing pretty good. London is already rebounded. So they were completely zeroed out, and they're already back up to 25. So I do think that 300% to their army strength does make their low-end army threshold pretty high. Can also take a look. They haven't... the Knights has not refreshed. But either way, that is going to be it for this episode. So, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.